are live. Well, hello there, everybody. Um, it's us again. I'm just kidding. Um, welcome to the Dub Wilkinson show tonight. Um, welcome, Dub Wilkinson. Welcome, Chuck Middleton, to my show.
Hey
He-
everyone.
Hello, hello.
But anyway, let's see. Let's wait for people to come on in. It says we got 4 watching. Let's see what. But anyway, let's see. Let's wait for people to come on. Sorry, that was me. You have to mute your YouTube. I'm just kidding.
How about that? I'll make sure I did it again.
I think I mentioned that before.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Well, I thought I had and I hadn't. So anyway, so now we're down to 3 watching. So let's
Hmm.
see if anybody pops in. They will eventually.
Yeah, they will.
Oh, yeah, sure.
So how's everybody doing?
Doing great here. Thank you. And you?
I'm doing all right. I have my studio outside.
Right.
I'm just sitting out here and the neighbors underneath the neighbor's awning.
Yep.
Oh, there's Cindy. Hi, Cindy. How are you?
How's the weather in Texas? Is it hot?
Er, Got a little rain this morning, and just regular after that.
Yeah, we've been
Hello,
having lots of rain.
Cindy.
Welcome to the show, Cindy. Tonight we're going to have some. It's going to be the Dub Wilkinson show. We're going to have some wisdom coming out of his mouth, and we're going to be here to listen to it. If you're more than welcome to hang around and. Whoops, he just popped out. I guess he got scared. No, I'm just kidding. He left.
Stage fright. No.
Yep. But anyway, a lot of people have been asking for Dub, and want to hear more of him. So I'm giving him the platform so we can hear more of Dub. Um, let's see if he comes in. But welcome, glad to see you. I don't know
It's
where
good to
he
be
went.
here.
Yeah, don't. I, like I said, Chuck, I know you're tired, so when you know,
Oh, I'm not that tired
not,
yet, but
yeah, you will be.
well, in about 4 hours. We stay here 4 hours the last few times.
Hi, Anne. How are you? Good to see you, Anne. Welcome. Hope you're doing well.
Hey, Ann, good to see you. Cindy, good to see you guys.
Um, there he is.
I'm back. Not sure what happened, but
Uh,
just went away
I didn't
again.
kick you out. I
Uh,
thought it was stage fright.
no, maybe not. Who knows?
But anyway, we're gonna have a show with Dub Wilkinson tonight. We're gonna let him take the platform, and anybody you'll probably hear me repeat myself quite a few times tonight. But anybody that does want to come on the panel and ask him some questions, they're more than welcome to. Um, but yeah, we're gonna see. He's got a little bit of a presentation that he wants to show. I know that he wants to get into some 9/11 and kind of stuff like that, and
That sounds good.
so yeah, it's gonna be pretty interesting. I'm pretty sure of it. But anyway, hope that you guys can hear us okay. If anybody get any echoing or anything like that, please let us know.
Was having a little bit, but I think that was my fault, and I think it's all corrected now. So sounding good to me.
I haven't heard any echoing.
Y'all keep going. I'll be back
But
in
it
like
says
1 minute.
okay.
All right, I
So
got my
it shows.
stopwatch going.
uh, so we have 8 watching. We're just waiting for people to come on in.
Good. Yeah.
Come on in. Let me see here.
Hello, Ann C. Good to see you here.
Okay, so now we got 9 watching. So let's see if people start joining the chat. That would be great.
Yeah.
So we can get some things going.
Good to hear
We
some from people and know who's here.
well, we've only got 2 in the chat so far.
Yep. They'll show up a little bit.
Hi,
Okay,
Danny. How are you?
There's Danny D. Good
So
to
we
see
got.
you, man.
So you come to watch the Dub Wilkinson show. Now we got 11 watching. So we're just waiting people to show up, and Dub's gonna probably give a little presentation. We're probably gonna anybody that wants to. Hi, Lisa. Welcome. Good to see you. To we're gonna either have people come on the panel if they want to talk to Dub and ask him some questions. He's going to have a little bit of a presentation. He wants to talk about some things like 9/11, that kind of stuff. And so he's put some things together. So we'll do some screen sharing whenever he's ready, and we're going to wait to try to see if some more people come in. And welcome to the Dub Wilkinson show.
Hey everyone.
Hi, J
Everybody's
Love.
coming in now.
And I also have Chuck Middleton. Hi, Jill. How are you? Good to see you. J Love. Good to see you. Welcome to the Dub Wilkinson show tonight. uh, yeah. Now we got 13 watching. Hi, Tanya. Good to see you.
Good to see everyone that's here.
So we got Tanya, J Love, Danny, Lisa. We got Jill, Cindy, and Ann. So far, good to see you guys. Welcome.
Hello, J Love.
And I hope
Good
I
to
didn't
see you.
Jill.
Little one's here too now.
Little one, yeah.
What's up, little one?
Oh, I haven't seen little one yet.
Just popped in.
Let's see.
Stupid's in the house.
Stupid.
I'm on
That's really,
I'm on my
really
other.
kind of
Oh,
hurt.
hi, stupid. Hi, little one. Good to see you.
It hurts saying
Stupid?
stupid to stupid because
I'm just kidding.
he is anything but.
Yep.
All right,
You just
Dub.
noticed the time.
Floor's yours, man. We got a good crowd here now.
So it says we got 15 watching. So we got little one, Danny, Lisa. Everybody's here. Yeah.
I said hello to Danny,
So
but not
welcome
Lisa.
to the show, Dub Wilkinson. This is going to be your show for this evening. Anybody wants to ask Dub anybody want to ask Dub any questions?
Any
Chuck and I are going to be
wanna...
monitoring the chat. We're going to be watching it very closely.
I got one.
and Dub has a little bit of a presentation. I don't know when you want to do that, Dub. That's up to you. You just let me know and give me.
Can I ask you
All
one
right.
question real quick? This is a good first
Sure, you
question.
can.
Where were you at on
He
9/11?
went away.
On 9
What were you?
11,
Yeah, where were
I
you at? What were you doing
was,
then?
Dub.
yes.
Hmm.
You don't hear me?
Yeah, I hear you good.
Oh, okay. I
Yeah.
guess I don't think Michelle's hearing me. I'm not sure.
I hear you good, loud and clear.
Okay, good. Uh, I was
Oh,
in
we're
my
running out of Dub.
apartment.
Hearing me, Dub?
I hear you fine, yes. You're not hearing
We're on a
me?
big
I
delay.
hear
Okay,
everybody.
we're probably like on a
Okay.
yeah, we're on like a 3 or 4 second delay. It looks like, Dub. So we're just gonna have to remember that.
Oh, okay. Will do. Maybe it'll
Are y'all on
straighten
this?
up
Are
when
y'all
I
on the
shift
space
in.
station? Is that where y'all are? Y'all on the moon?
Uh, well, she is. I'm back here on Earth. That's why she's
Okay, so
having the delay.
okay, so go ahead and answer the question, Dub, and I will stay in the background. I just wanted you'd went out for a minute, and then so anyway, we're on a delay here, guys. So we'll try to make this as easy as possible. All right, take the floor, Dub.
Okay. I was in my apartment, had just gotten up when it was said that a plane had hit one of the towers. So I turned my TV on and I was at the kitchen table, which was actually my workbench repairing calculators. And so I spent the day watching the three channels I had available to me, the good old regular ABC, NBC, and CBS. So I spent the day repairing calculators and watching all the events of the day. Um, just like everyone else, I was believing what they were pumping out and have since learned it wasn't exactly that way. But that's that's where I was on that day. That's what I was doing on that day.
Yeah, it seems like a lifetime ago. I just put in the chat, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
Well, so much has happened since then.
Oh, so much.
So much, yeah. And things have changed so much.
They really have. That was almost like the Great Reset, you know, after that.
Well, yeah, because it changed so much so rapidly. The, and so much was done as a result of it that is still in effect today. So many things are still in effect today that's uh, just ridiculous the way it robs us of what little rights we may have had or thought we had, and still pretty much as strong today as it was on that day.
Hmm.
But what I have for a program tonight is I wanted to cover some of the events, probably starting off with 9/11. And anyone have any questions about that event or any other event or anything that they would like to know more about, something they've had questions about in the past, we'll try to resolve them or find some answers on it.
What were there was a bunch of laws that they put in place, like the Homeland Security, NDAA, and TSA. It's like that. None of that stuff was here before that, was it?
No, Homeland Security, TSA, um, Patriot Act, which was far from
That's
being
a big one.
patriotic. Um, And
They're
everything
all
that was put in place then, it is still in place. Oh, Michelle went away. She'll be
should
back.
be back. Yep, should be
Yeah.
back.
We'll let her in when she comes back.
Like you said, the Patriot Act is the opposite of the Patriot. It's like Affordable Healthcare Act is the opposite of being affordable.
Being affordable. Yes,
Yeah.
right. Yeah, exactly the difference. Uh, well, I, I do have a few video clips and things I want to go into, but can't do
You
that till
sent me a good one or a while back.
what was it?
The smut. I think it was one of them. It was when one of them hit. I can't remember which one it was.
Something on 9/11.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I'm having some issues with my computer. I don't know if you guys can tell that popped out.
Yep.
I don't. You guys were continuing, but yeah, my computer is really lagging right now. I don't.
Okay. We saw that you were missing.
Yeah, but
I told you, Michelle, when you start talking about certain things.
You get disconnected.
Mm.
I don't think they like me anyway. So as we all know, they. But my StreamYard's spinning right now. So just give me a second. Uh, are you ready to screen share, Dub?
Yeah, that'd be good. Go ahead and get that started. Let's
Give me a second.
see.
My StreamYard's still spinning, so
Oh, okay.
my Wi-Fi is good. I don't know what's going on, why it's lagging. It says it's establishing a secure connection.
Okay. Yeah, because
Gee,
originally
go
we weren't.
figure that it's going to go ahead and give me a.
Didn't seem like you were having lag right at first, but then it just
Huh?
started lag. Didn't seem like right at first you were having lag, but then
What?
it started. It seemed like the lag started after we had talked a couple of minutes,
Yeah, it did. It was
and
good at
then you,
first.
yeah. I think it's just something with
Yeah,
the net connection.
I I've been having issue. I've been.
Yeah, you're just cutting in and out.
It's. I think she's on a
Yes,
big delay.
I've been lagging. I told you
Right.
it was we were on a delay.
Yeah, and you're intermittent when you speak. You're coming in and out, and gone again. Yeah, she's having connection problems.
Can I suggest that maybe she goes and lets you go ahead and go, and can she do it from where you're at? Since you're going to be the one
Uh,
talking anyway.
yeah, but she's gotta be in.
She's got to have her computer going, right? Okay,
Yeah, right.
I got you.
She's gotta have it going good. Meanwhile, any questions from anyone on anything?
Yeah, it's because you're ready to present it. Why it's messing up.
That may be. Totally possible.
So how old were you in 9/11? And you're about 60?
Yeah, would be 61.
Yeah, I'm thinking back. I don't know anybody that didn't. believe everything. Everybody bought it hook, line, and sinker. It was years after before these so-called conspiracy. I hate using that word, but
It's yeah,
yeah.
it's very muchly misplaced. Uh, I didn't. I was a late comer myself. I In the spring of 2016 is when I was watching YouTube videos and I saw a thumbnail of the Pentagon and I looked closely and there wasn't a plane to be seen. And so I said, well, it was supposed to have been a plane parked in there. And I watched that video and it just turned out that it was a very good video. Uh, Gave me a lot of really good information on Pentagon. And that's where I got started. And
Hey, better late than never.
yeah, yeah. Well, when I tried to make up for lost time when I did.
Well, hey, I mean, I woke up to all this stuff in about 2012, so what's 5 years, you know what I mean? Actually,
Mhm.
4 years, so, I mean, when you look at the big scheme of things,
Yeah,
it's like within the last 10 years, it's like everything's come out.
yeah, yeah. And people are gradually waking up, but it's far too gradual, really, to accomplish what we need to accomplish, for sure.
Hmm.
And the way I processed with looking at 9/11 was I once I discovered the Pentagon, I already knew that there was no plane in Pennsylvania. So, not being any planes in Pennsylvania and none in Pentagon, uh, I started questioning, uh, and I looked at how the towers were built and found out the way they were constructed. I watched all the propaganda media coverage of it on that day, and after about a couple of months, I was convinced that the planes were just a story to cover what. Welcome back, Michelle.
Thank you.
Hey, Michelle,
Yeah,
good to
Yeah,
see you.
it knocked me out. I had to go re-sign back into StreamYard. I had to go to my email. Well, it's
uh,
messing with me, but it doesn't look like
That's
it's.
crazy.
Yeah, maybe the connection problem will be better now. Sorry,
yeah.
guys.
Not getting any delay from you now. You're not getting
You
any
sound good.
delay.
No,
All
none.
right.
Yeah, she sounds good here. All right, great. So to continue on, after a couple of months of looking, um, I decided that the plain story was simply a story just to cover for what was going to transpire that day, and had arrived at the no plane theory. And I was watching mostly just 9/11 videos at the time and commenting on 9/11
What
videos.
channel was it? Do you remember?
Uh, which which channel that
The
I was?
channel that you were watching the 9/11 videos. You said it was on YouTube, wasn't it? Or was it not on YouTube?
Yeah, yeah, on YouTube. I don't know, just 9/11 in general. I just saw the uh, thumbnail of the Pentagon with no planes and watched that video and then started down the old rabbit hole. And
If if you don't
yep,
mind, I'm going to read some comments real quick.
okay,
Uh,
sure, yeah,
yeah,
anytime.
Stupid says I knew the next day there was some funny business going on. My mind just didn't comprehend that it's weird to describe. Tanya says, hold on. I woke up when Hillary won the Democratic primaries because they selected her. Then I realized politics are not just rigged but fake.
Whoa, whoa, whoa! Pump the brakes there. You mean Tanya? Politics aren't real. Come on, are you serious? I'm
I
with
just
her.
can't believe that,
That's
Tanya.
just insane.
uh, I made up a new term. Danny says I made up a new term for debunking the official narrative of 9/11. It's been debunked.
Dedubbed.
Dedubbed.
There you go.
Dedubbed. Dedubbed.
Well,
Anyway,
no,
I don't want to miss out on the chat, so I don't mean to interrupt you.
no, that's fine.
Continue on, Dub.
Yeah, and continue to pay attention to the chat anytime you want to stop and read a chat, or if there's a question there somewhere, well, stop me and we'll go that route. So, uh, and then as I was watching 9/11 videos, I would see people make comments, in their videos that if they had been studying 9/11 for 10 years and then they start talking about planes. And I'm just scratching my head. How can they still be talking about planes if they've been looking at it for 10 years? So, uh, and then I quickly joined the no plane group and, of course, got a lot of ridicule from comments in various videos for daring to say there was no planes. But that's where I started, and I'm still at it today.
That's your story, and you're sticking to it.
Yep, I'm sticking to it. That's it. And I guess I can start the sharing. And Michelle, stop me at any time if you have questions or anything.
Anne says I never believed.
Wow, gone again. This is crazy.
I never worried about it back then, Ann. I mean, I was like, wow, that's what happened. I mean, I didn't. Most people are so entertained
What
by
I
everything going on, they don't question it.
right, and I really, at the time didn't think anything about it. Uh, but I should have more because I knew Oklahoma for Oklahoma City for what it was. And so I should have at least been a little suspicious at the time. But I guess I was just busy at what I was doing and uh, didn't consider it. But yeah, it's and to me, I think having a good solid understanding of what happened 9/11 opens a lot of doors and a lot of understanding for other things. Now Michelle is back, and yeah, okay. You there, Michelle?
Hey, Michelle.
Yeah, my
Okay.
my StreamYard's not doing too well.
Yeah, evidently. That's crazy.
It keeps
Yeah.
knocking me out.
First time we've had that problem.
And I read what Tanya said. She said, wonder if there are problems because of what we're discussing.
That's possible, yes.
Could be.
It could be possible.
Well, I was thinking, I know this is your show, Dub, but I just want to add one quick
No,
thing real
ask
quick.
questions anytime or make comments
Uh,
anytime, man.
I was just riding in the car today with all the FM, everything that's on the airwaves, just everything that they put out through the airwaves, and just it's always referred to as the devil as the prince of the air. It says in the Bible that he's the prince of the air, and all you got to do is add the word waves on the back of it, and the controllers that control everything, they control the airwaves. I mean, and anything that goes out on the airwaves is controlled by them. But that's
Oh,
it. I just wanted to point that out.
totally, absolutely.
Yeah.
And we've all seen many of the videos covering how uh, all the media people just repeat the same line. They're fed what to say, and they all just doodly repeat it, and just every media outlet there is, no matter how stupid it, and a lot of those little phrases just sound stupid, but they would go ahead and repeat what they're told to repeat, and that should be a pretty good awakening to people there. That uh, the old thought of the media keeping an eye on government and keeping everybody straight, uh, those days have long been gone. The media and the government are hand in hand in everything. The government can't do a great deal of what they do without the media bringing it out and continually pumping on it.
Yeah, the power of the media. Man, I mean, the media controls the thoughts of 90% of the masses, you know what I mean? At least.
Maybe 98.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah,
yeah, uh, they they accept what it is, what they're told, what they heard from the media, and just like Michelle recently has put out so many videos of local media that put out just ridiculous videos, but the vast majority accept them as they are, and are just ridiculous. But they're effective, and that's the bad part is they're so effective.
that's very effective.
Yeah, yeah. You there, Michelle? Wow.
Michelle, she must be on that space station 13-second delay.
I think so. Seemed that way, huh?
Remember, I shared a video a while back about the 13-second delay, and they had an astronaut, Chris Hadfield, on the space station, and that group, Bare Naked Ladies, they were singing a song together. How hard would it be to sing a song together with somebody that's on a 13-second delay?
That'd
But
be
nobody
kind of
thought
tough.
anything about that.
That would be kind of tough.
I was
Well,
trying to find that one again. That's a really good video.
and there's been some other ones too where they would show. There's a couple, three people on the space station, and they're talking to Earth,
Hmm.
and two of the guys would observe the 6 second delay,
Yeah,
and then they'd ask one guy a question, he'd answer it right away.
yeah.
Like, okay, this guy doesn't have a 6 second delay, but the other people do.
Well,
How does that work?
how about Nixon talking on a landline? They only work
Mm,
with landlines. You know what I mean? They're not. I mean, come on. That's just people don't
exactly.
even think
Yeah.
about that.
We only had landlines then,
Hmm.
so it was the only way, but it worked fine.
Yeah, but it has to be connected by a landline. You know what I mean?
Well, that would make it a little difficult. A little
Michelle says
bit.
my connection to StreamYard is very horrible.
Wow.
Michelle, don't worry. Me and Dub will take the show over. Wow,
That's
they
what
just
she's
knocked her out
thinking. Yeah.
again. Man,
Yeah. Wow. I have never had this problem.
never.
Never.
Dub, it must be something with you, man.
Oh, yeah. I didn't do it.
Did you piss off the CIA or something back then?
I possibly have. Maybe the IRS.
You hear about the IRS? They're giving them, they're arming them. They sold them like a certain amount of ammo. I can't remember the crazy amount, but
They
they're
bought a
they're arming
billion
them.
rounds a few
Is that
years
what it
ago.
was?
Yeah.
Oh, it was recent. They bought more recently.
Oh, did they?
Hmm.
Maybe they lost the first billion they bought.
No, you're
But
talking about. I'm talking about the IRS is getting
no.
armed. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Uh,
okay.
yeah.
That's nuts.
I'm trying to look at chat, see what we got.
Was there gold under the World Trade Center?
I think there was. I'm not sure. There was a few metal traders there, so I'm sure some of them had some stock or supply, but I don't know just how much. I uh, I should have tried to find some videos that FBI replaced about just recently, maybe 4 years ago,
Hmm.
of the Pentagon. And funny thing was, they had a picture of a safe that's inside a room, and the room is intact, but the safe was blown open. So, and of course, that was caused by the plane.
That's a
But
magical plane.
yes, it was very much so. So, and there was something in there that they wanted. Hang on just a moment. Okay. So, but I didn't relocate those, so I can't show them. I would like to have shown that because it's just such a funny photo.
Tanya wants to know, what do you know about the people sitting in the meeting room that were taken out of the Pentagon?
Oh, nothing that I have seen on that. I haven't seen anything on that. Was this on 9/11 or some point after?
I don't know. I just that's
Yeah,
I probably have seen it, but I can't remember.
yeah. I don't remember seeing anything on that.
TIU, hello.
LOT.
And she knows someone who knows the NASA fakery but still believes in the Big Bang. Yeah, that's
I,
crazy. That's what you call cognitive dissonance. I can't
I,
pronounce the word
I
right, but
I don't understand how anyone could believe in the Big Bang. I mean,
well, that's the
I
whole
just
reason it's spinning. That's the only reason why the ball is spinning is because of the explosion. They're married, they're married to one another. You can't believe in creation and believe in a spinning rock. They don't go together.
yeah. But even let's take creation out of the equation. How do you believe in the Big Bang? You know, everything else aside, it just it seems to me like 30 seconds of thinking about it would tell you, nah, probably not.
Well, when somebody starts talking about something that happened billions of years ago, then I automatically don't want to hear it because
Right?
that's absurd.
Yes. Yeah. Well, and I'm sure everyone has always seen the reports of they find a rock that's 17 billion years old.
Yeah.
Uh, you know, and it's I've always had questions about how do they measure that it's 17 billion years old.
Talk
And
about
they
a fish
find
story, right?
fossils that,
Yeah.
yeah, I think so. And they find fossils that are billions of years old. But and all you got to do is look around a little bit
Hmm.
uh, and realize there's how many hundred types of trees and flowers and birds and
Well, yeah. The how
fish
many species? Look at
and
yeah.
yeah, and then branches of that same species. Uh, you know, and to me, it just a little bit of logic should steer you away from the Big Bang.
Have you ever looked into the Fibonacci code, that mathematic where
No,
you go 1 plus 2 equals 3, then you add the next two, 2 plus 3 equals 5, and then you go 3 plus 5 equals 8, and you just keep going, and it makes like when you see a seashell, it's like the spiral. You have the spiral, and it's in every single flowers. I mean, it's in the seashells. Just check that out sometime if you get a chance this week. The Fibonacci code is pretty cool.
okay, I'll look that up.
Yeah. The sun warming Earth from 93 million miles away.
Yes, yeah, not
The heat
90.
traveling through frigid space. Yeah, I mean, you don't think those. I like what this one guy always uses the term the mathemagical numbers. You know, they're mathematical numbers. It's just garbage.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty new to the shape of the Earth and what's going on, but uh, it when they talk about the sun is 93 million miles away and the moon is 239,000 miles away.
That's insane.
Yeah, uh, and and they talk about. I looked up because I remember I've been in Houston so long now, and you don't see any stars or anything. But uh, I remember when I could go out in the yard and spot the Big Dipper, and so I looked up how far is the Big Dipper, and it was I think 6 light years away. Uh, so I looked up light years, and light years is 6 trillion miles.
Wow.
Yeah, but I can still see it with my naked eye.
Well, think about it. We've been spinning through space for billions of years, and it's still in the same place. I mean, come on.
How does that work?
Think about that.
Yeah,
You just gotta you gotta forget about everything that they've indoctrinated you with, and just use your common sense. You know, your common God-given sense. People don't do that anymore. They want
uh,
experts, the so-called experts, to do it for them.
exactly. And many people just have a problem letting go of what they have always believed and always thought.
Hmm.
They just have a problem uh, letting go of that. And that's understandable in a way, I guess. But uh,
Well, ignorance is bliss to a certain point.
yeah, that's true too.
My life was a lot easier, 15 years ago, but once you know about what's going on, you don't want to go back.
No, no, not with me anyway.
Hmm.
No, I just wanted to learn more, and I'm at the point now that uh, I've been everywhere and done everything, and the only thing for me to do is just learn what I can learn. So that's how I spend my days, is
Yeah, you
trying
just
to
want
learn new
you,
stuff.
you get tired of being lied to, don't you?
Yeah, yeah. Well, and Michelle and I have spent so much time over the last 5 years just looking at things and looking into things and checking them out. And, uh, I'd bring something up or she'd bring something up and we would look at it. And, and she was the one that coined the phrase to me that everything we've been told all our life is a lie. And I thought about that in a minute. I said, yeah, basically that sums it up pretty well. Uh, that it's all been a lie. Once you stop and say, well, how about this? And you look at it, yeah, that's lied about that one. And you think of another subject and you think about it and, yep, lied about that one. So, yeah, so that phrase of hers and the other phrase of hers that I love, that it's fake until proven real. And
Yeah,
that applies so well.
yeah. I shared a video from a channel called Taboo Conspiracy. He did a video talking about exactly what you're talking about how like the COVID, the C, like with all the
Yeah,
disinformation. Did you guys see that one? That was pretty, where he basically says that anything they talk about is open for debate. The mass shootings, the pandemic. I mean, everything is open
everything,
for debate.
yes.
Yeah, everything should be fake until proven real.
Hmm.
Yeah, it was a really good video. The guy put it together like awesome. I
I
know Tanya, you saw it. I saw you comment on it. What'd you think about that
I
video?
probably saw it.
Yeah, and I think probably a couple of people saw it. It was pretty good. It got deleted off YouTube, and he put it on Odyssey, so I just uploaded it and put it on my backup YouTube.
Yeah, and it stayed up. Or
It is now. I only got a couple hundred subscribers. They don't care if the truth gets out. They just don't want the truth to get out to a big number of people. You
on
know what I
a
mean?
good
Yeah.
scale, right?
Right.
Yeah,
There you go.
I
Yeah.
understand that. Yeah, as long as it's among the small group of us, that's okay. We're not going to damage them anyway. We're
Yep.
not going to, you know, we're not going to cause them to change their program.
It's a numbers game, isn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, it's simply a numbers game.
Yeah. Stupid, your comment, man. You can't talk about that. I've lost 2 channels. You can't talk about that. That's the one thing YouTube doesn't like.
Yeah, that's one of the things that is strictly controlled. That,
Hmm.
and I'm really kind of surprised at how they go after the medical misinformation
Oh yeah.
when they're supporting the medical information and banning the truth about it, which is
Oh, I
kind of
know.
crazy.
Yeah, they have certain keywords where the algorithms, the C
Right.
word, the is, the that place
Yep.
over there in the Middle East, and the Sandy, the place in
Oh, oh yeah.
Connecticut, which I
They're
guess on the live stream we can say it, but
they're. Uh, it seems like we can talk a little more freely as long as we're just talking in a live stream.
oh, totally.
Uh,
Yeah.
yeah, they don't monitor them quite as tight as they do. Uh, if you put out a video with something in the title that catches their attention. Hello, doctor. How you doing, man?
Hey, doctor. Yeah,
The-
Michelle can't share your computer. She's got stuff on her. She's got to do it from her computer, doesn't she?
well, I have to set it up, and then once on my computer, and then once I set it up, then she has some things to set up.
Hmm.
So
Yeah.
that's okay. I'm enjoying just sitting here talking with you. Uh,
Yeah, man. That's all good. Yeah.
yeah, uh, enjoy the conversation. Would welcome anyone else, but Michelle has to be here to let
Yeah,
anyone
it's
to
her
put out
show,
the
man.
link and let anybody out. Yeah, and
Yeah, it's not the same without her.
she can't even be here. What a bummer.
Right. I know.
Yeah.
Is she rebooting everything?
She's trying her other computer now, see if it's gonna work any better.
Yeah. Well, why don't you just go ahead? What else did you want to share about whatever you were going to talk about?
Uh,
And then we'll just that way, if she comes back, then we can just keep going.
yeah. Well, in any of the events, if you have any questions, I don't think you've really looked at all the events the same as we have, right? Is that right? You haven't uh,
Uh,
looked
I
at
mean,
all
not the stuff that's been going on the last.
the
I don't know, like what? Give
the,
me an example.
the school events, and
Yeah,
there have been
I
so
watch your
many of
guys'
them.
stuff. Yeah, I mean, I've listened
Uh,
to Michelle, and there's a bunch of them.
Parkland,
Hmm.
yeah, Parkland was a big deal, and of course Vegas was a big deal.
Which one was the
Uh,
one in the gay nightclub? Which one was that?
that was Orlando Pulse.
Yeah, that one
But
was way. That was awful. I mean, that was not
the,
even.
yeah, they
Yeah,
they didn't put out much effort on that one.
right, exactly.
Uh, and just once you've seen it and know what to look for, it's just so easy to spot because they really pretty much follow the
Because they're all
same
fake.
pattern.
Yeah, they're all
Yeah,
fake. Cause
yeah. Well, they all are, and of course, people cringe if you say that. But yeah, the all that I have looked at have been fake. Period.
they like to play on people's emotions, with the children and, how dare you? These were children.
Oh yeah, exactly. They do the hello, Michelle. Wow, still
I
not
don't see a,
hearing her.
I don't see a
Goodness.
thumbnail. I see a
Well,
person there.
yeah, I don't see her thumbnail, but no one else can come in unless she checks them in. So
How
uh,
long has she been doing these
that's
live
good.
streams and this never happened? That's
Golly,
crazy.
6 months now, I guess,
Yeah,
something
it's been
like
a
that.
while.
Yeah,
Y'all were doing it a long time before I started jumping in.
yeah,
I
yeah.
would listen to you guys on the road. I remember it was
Uh-huh.
Monday night. Y'all did Monday night for a while.
Yeah, yeah, because that was
Her day
her
off.
night
Yeah.
off,
Yep.
and so she was doing them on Monday. And then when you started coming on, started doing them on Sunday.
Yeah, I've done
And
about 5 in a row, I think.
yeah, I
Maybe.
think so, something like
Yeah.
that. Yeah. Um,
She's
yeah,
never
she was
had this kind of
probably
problem.
doing them 4 months, but never,
I know.
never at all. And last night we were on Tees Live with him for quite some time.
Oh
Not a
wow, I didn't know
problem
that.
at all. No problem for some time. And she's never had any problems prior to now.
That's wild.
Yeah.
Well, we
But
could always just talk for a little while, and then if y'all wanted to do it tomorrow night, I mean, yeah, anytime really. I mean,
yeah, may have to for the time being.
yeah, I can
We're,
always
we're we're
I gotta
stuck
work,
with
but I
just
can listen.
us, and
Yeah, I can jump in the chat or
try to
whatever.
follow the chat and see what's going on there.
Yeah, I'm trying to look in the.
She says she
She
believes
says StreamYard is
StreamYard is
down.
done.
Wow.
Oh, that's a bummer. Okay, cool.
Well, I mean, you can't add
I,
anybody on, can you, Dub? From your end?
no, I can't.
No.
She has to do that from her position. So that's a bummer. Maybe she'll get it straight, or if they're down, maybe they'll come back up pretty quick. Uh, but we can't add anybody else on or anything until that takes place. Wow, she can't get on. We're
Hmm.
missing you, Michelle, for sure.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, I didn't mean to totally take over her show. I'm not kicking her out. It's not my doings.
Yeah, I mean, we talked about this before. Remember? I
Yeah,
said, I said, would you talk about certain things? Yeah, I mean,
things seem to happen. Yeah.
or maybe it's just a coincidence. I mean, who knows?
Well, I'd seen a lot of people, claiming that this was happening when they'd say something or that was happening, and uh, I've had a couple of incidences to me that just seem really strange to happen that way at that time.
Hmm.
But nothing I know. But like you say, she's been doing lives for months now.
Yeah. Until it happens
With
to you, you know what
with
I mean? It's
yeah,
yeah, exactly.
without a hitch, no problems, anything. Uh,
I've had
never.
trouble uploading videos lately. It's just weird. I can't explain it. I have a super speed internet, and sometimes when I'm trying to send a picture or whatever, I just get booted or it takes forever to do it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh,
And the
oh,
comments, and yeah, they mess with the comments,
oh,
they delete them and the views. Yeah, it's
just a
crazy.
picture.
Yeah, yeah. It's almost like, I have an Apple, I have an iPhone, but if I send something to the Android, it doesn't work. You got to send it to, I don't know, maybe it's just
Uh,
me.
we see the links, but we can't put them on the program. Michelle would have to do that, so
Yeah.
we can't do anything with that. Right? I hate saying stupid, but you're right again, stupid.
Pause a
It's your
bunch of-
fault, man.
That was like stupid. That was like five birds with one stone. You know what I mean? The mass shooting agenda, the gun grab, the whole LGBT. I mean, you just name it. They got
Yeah.
a whole bunch at once.
Well, and if you look at all of the events, it basically says you can't go to church, you can't go to grocery store, you can't
Yep.
go to mall, you can't go to a concert, entertainment event. Uh, no matter where you go, you're just not safe. You're not
Oh, yeah.
safe. No matter where you go, what you do, you're not safe.
It's all
And
fear.
they have covered the gambit. Everything is covered. You can't do this. You can't do anything because something might happen to you. Some crazy man might shoot you.
You might catch some mysterious boogie bug.
Well, yeah. Lately, this has been the bugs.
Monkeypox.
Yeah, monkeypox.
I know a person that works. He actually was a professor at a big name university, and several years ago he like got in a real big depression, and he didn't go to work for like a week because he was scared that Kim Jong Un was going to nuke the United States. No, I'm serious. You laugh about it, but it's true. And I was just like, you got to be kidding me.
Oh, wow.
I mean, you can't make stuff like that up.
No, you can't. And that just shows how thoroughly uh,
They're
people are
buying it, right?
affected
Like
by
Bart
this.
says.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. How thoroughly they're affecting people. And,
Yeah.
you know, just the man that was going to save everything
Hmm.
uh, constantly talked about fake news,
Hmm.
yet never did anything about Smith modernization. And
I know.
if he was so disturbed about it, he could have done something about it. But yet, the only thing he did about it was just moan and groan and cry out. And this, I don't know, it's just kind of crazy that people don't see things like that.
Hmm.
And
That,
I don't know. It's
that's still
just,
just crazy that Michelle usually plays videos. She just rolls through these things.
I know, I know. And now she can't even get on. Okay.
That's pretty weird.
Yeah. And and then the next thing Trump did on a constant regular basis was badmouth China. It was always ragging on China, like China, any day now China was gonna come attack us. And now Chuck's gone. Okay. And he has no way of getting back in until Michelle can get back in. And Michelle in the chat says she thinks it's StreamYard, and I think it may be, but so anybody in the chat want to type any comments or questions or anything? It's just me, and if Michelle can't get back on soon, I'll probably just end this and we'll try again later when things are working properly. Is that uh, Jan Lamborn and Christine Lanolin,
I'm
Danny? Michelle is back.
I'm in.
Okay. Is it seemingly doing okay?
Uh, well, believe me, I'm sweating bullets right now trying to get back on. Man, I've been changing computers,
Mm,
going back and forth. As of right now, it looks like StreamYard is not spinning like it was before. Boy,
okay.
that was I'm like drenched in sweat right now.
Oh yeah, I can guess. Uh,
Anyway, hi everybody. Hopefully Chuck comes back on I was kind of hearing you guys go back and forth. Oh my gosh, man. My computer got really hot and yeah. So I turned it off and went and got my other computer. My other computer wouldn't even come on. I mean, it came on, but it wouldn't do anything. Um anyway, you guys don't need to know all that. I'm on now.
good.
So let's see.
And Chuck had just dropped out just a second before you came in.
Yeah, I know. I heard you.
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry about that, guys. Hi, Doctor. Anybody else in the chat that I've missed? Let me scroll back up and look. Whew, that was
I know, crazy. I know you were frantic,
well, not frantic, but
but still just trying to get on.
yeah, I don't want to say frantic, but I was working really hard trying to get back on here. Let's see. Hello, T. Welcome, welcome. Who else did I miss? James. Uh, anyway, if I missed you, you guys are new coming in. Welcome, welcome. Sorry about we had everything else fixed, but unfortunately, uh, StreamYard started bugging out on me. I don't know. It started knocking me out. It was spinning. It wouldn't let me back in. I restarted my computer. Still wouldn't let me back in. Got my other computer. Blah blah blah. Anyway, so let's see what we got here. Um,
Back now and doing
well,
well.
T says, "Well, I wanted a all dub night." Well,
We're trying, T. Still,
sorry. You're gonna have to have some of me too. You can't have them all the
I,
time.
I,
Um,
uh,
you can't run this stream without me. So
can't have
sorry.
me without Michelle, that's for sure.
Well, I can't do. He can't do everything. He can't screen share. He can't do any of that unless I'm on here. I did try to make this him an all night. So that's what my whole
That's,
goal is. Just so you know.
and so now looks like maybe we might be able to continue with that. Um, and Danny had just asked about some information on Christine Lanolin and Jan Lamborn, which
Mm,
I think he probably knows that's my special uh,
right.
crisis actor. Uh, and for those that haven't followed all the fake shooting events and things,
Well,
same.
do you want to screen share so that we can give these people some entertainment, or because that was stressful for me. Do you want to do
Yeah, I
that,
know
or
it was. Yeah. We can screen share
all right?
now.
Well, you got to start it. I can't,
Yeah, I'll get it started.
and then we can go from there.
Yep. Plus screen share.
Boy, that was not fun.
Yeah, I know.
I wasn't panicking, but I was really trying
But
hard to get back
yeah,
on.
just frustrating trying to get on. Okay, I've done my side.
All right, let's
There we
see what
go.
lets me do it.
Okay.
Hold on, hold on a second. Let me get the full screen over here. Uh, See, a lot of my functions aren't. Come on, there we go. There you go, Dub.
Okay.
It's all you.
Oh, man. Finally. Okay. One of the first things I was going to cover was the plane situation on 9/11. I've got a of various angles and versions of the plane. Of course, all this is a second plane. Here's another one where I'm just advancing frame by frame and then reversing it. So the plane just goes inside the building, no damage to the plane or the building either, which clearly shows it's not an object, it's just an image. And that basically, to my thinking, demonstrates very clearly that it was just a CGI image and not actually a plane. So if they have to fake that there were planes there, if they really were, they wouldn't have to. So just more fakery. They do it by fakery. Here's another version of the plane where you don't actually see the plane, you just see the explosion, and then well, this one there's the plane coming in, and it it comes in from one side, and the explosion is on the other side. And of course, that doesn't work either. That's more the same, more the same. Okay.
So, Dub, Danny says missile, tomahawk. What are your thoughts?
Nothing hit anything. Nothing hit the Pentagon. Nothing hit towers. Nothing at all. There was no missile. Uh, there was possibly, I think, a tomahawk that was shared, supposedly shot at the Pentagon, but it was exploded. The the big fireball that they did show us, supposedly being the plane crashing into the Pentagon, may have been a tomahawk that was destroyed. Subsequently, that's why you show the big line of Pentagon personnel going across the lawn, just picking up pieces of something which was probably a missile, but it did not hit the Pentagon. It was exploded before it hit the building. And in some of the Pentagon pictures, there was a small engine that was shown, such as would have in a Tomahawk, but certainly not a huge engine like you would have in one of the jetliners. So if there was a Tomahawk shot at the building, it did not connect, and the building was exploded from inside, same as all of it. There's
Um, Tanya says, so what about the eyewitnesses that you saw that they saw planes? Could it have been Project Blue Beam?
well, my best suggestion on that is they were just planted there to see the plane, to verify the plane. Um, I watched all the media coverage from all the channels of their reporting on 9/11, and they all had people call into the station to tell what they saw, and they saw a plane just go right into the building. Just went right in. Uh, and it turns out that everyone that called the station worked for the network. So there was no just regular people off the streets that call in. They were people that actually worked for that network. And that uh, applied to all the networks. Uh,
Um, so Tanya says, so all crisis actors in place prior. Can I can
yes,
I can I answer too?
sure,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Any anytime there's an event like this, uh yeah, they have all of these videos in place. I believe prior always. But yeah, that's they lots and lots and lots of crisis actors are very there's a lot of them.
Prominent, very
That
prominent, yes.
they can't do an event, a fake event, or a psyop without crisis actors. So yeah.
Well, and all events you see where there's shootings or some of the other uh, fake videos that the networks put out, they always have a street witness that tells you something like, such as in recent video that Michelle covered about the flaming car crash, where the lady is there and she was just standing there filling up her car, and the baby went flying over and landed in front of her. Uh, you know,
Um,
she's
I,
just put there to say that.
Let me we got people questioning in the chat, Dub.
Okay.
Um so I'm going to read some things, so we can't go too long on the answers because we got
Okay.
I've got several questions. So
Okay.
Danny
Cool.
Danny says, then how did they control the direction of the explosion? The explosion follows path of imaginary plane follows out one side directionally.
The the planes were placed on the spot of the explosion. So you had a target, and the plane videos didn't show up right away. It was some time lapse. The only one that I remember seeing on the day of the event was the one that came in from the right side, and then the explosion was on the left side. That's the only one that I recall seeing on that day. All the rest of them came in later. Uh, just like on the screen now, this black plane that's there, that's clearly just a CGI,
Okay.
and
Tanya said,
so
okay.
they know where the explosion was, and so they just set the plane to go in at that point.
Okay. So,
Okay,
Tanya,
next.
yeah, well, like I said, we got to kind of, Tanya
Okay,
says, well, hold on a second. Hold on a second. Chuck's trying to come in.
okay,
Hold on, let me kick him. I got to kick him out because he's got to come back in. Uh, okay, so Tanya says, well, if they can pull off space and convid, why not? Question mark. And then Stupid says, it really doesn't matter how they did it. The only thing that should matter is why they did it, and we know who did it. He says, the government.
yes,
Hold on a second.
absolutely the government.
What? Welcome back.
What did you do to StreamYard
Hello.
tonight?
I
Hey,
don't know. We angered
good
someone, I guess.
gracious. I can't get it booted me and I couldn't get back in and you booted me and I don't know what's going on.
I had to boot you because it said your mic wasn't connected and you weren't connected at all. So I had to reboot you out.
That's crazy. Wow.
Yeah. So anytime that somebody comes in on StreamYard and it says the device is not connected, I have to kick you back out because there's no way for me to add you to the stream if you're not connected fully.
Yeah. That's what it said earlier. I tried to enter, but my device is connected
Uh,
just like it was. You know what I mean? So I don't
Right.
understand what's going on.
Yeah, I think StreamYard's having some issues.
Yeah,
Um
they are.
uh so then
Seems to be
Danny's
for sure.
okay, so Danny says, oh, now my phone's spinning. How funny. What the heck is going on? Uh Anyway, it says Danny says they probably had a circus cannon loaded with explosives to simulate the explosive path of the airplane. I think they had the whole arena secured beforehand, just like Vegas. I think so too. What do you think, Dub?
Yes, yes. I think that whole area was cordoned off before any of this started. They already had that area clear, no one allowed in that area. And prior to that, one thing that I was questioning the whole day was anytime there's an event, uh, shortly after it happens, they've got ground coverage right there, showing you close up pictures of everything. And all the pictures we saw that day were from miles away, for the most part. We never saw, and I kept wondering, well, why don't they get a reporter down there and show us what's happening at the base of the towers? And we never saw anything like that. Uh, so it was just a pure case of they're showing us what they want us to see.
Okay. If you wanted to continue on screen sharing, there's no more questions
Okay,
as of right now.
okay. I I thought you were about to say that Tanya had made a comment or had asked a question.
No, I'm watching the chat, Dub. You're good to go.
Okay, all right. Okay, continue with this. This is another one of the planes that come in. Okay, and right there, this they took a lot of liberty with the fireball of the plane. There's nothing similar to that that actually took place. The let's see, we got something else down here.
Hi, Sherry. Good to see you. Haven't seen you in a long time. Welcome. Danny says there should be a crap load more videos and a real event. I agree.
Yes, absolutely. Uh,
Especially,
and again, all, all seven World Trade Centers buildings were destroyed on 9/11, not just the three that everyone hears about. Uh, this is Building 6. It's an 8-floor building. Uh, the insides are completely gone. The outsides of the building are still there. The insides are completely gone. We've got some just rounded out little areas, which, how does that happen? Uh, this is Building 5. 9-story building, totally just disintegrated. The entire building, nothing left of it, but just the metal structure. And this, of course, was the famous number one plane. Uh, and you can clearly say this hole was not made by an airplane. All your beams are just cut straight across, everything straight across. These are straight across, these are straight across.
Um, Anne says, were holograms used?
I'm not sure about holograms. They may have been used for the people on the ground that say they saw a plane. Uh, I'm not sure they had the technology to display the holograms in that manner at that time. Uh, I'm really more of the thinking that they were just placed to say they saw planes rather than actually seeing a hologram go into the buildings.
Absolutely, Dub. That's what I believe totally. They CGI'd in them in later on. You know what I mean?
Yes, yeah,
Exactly. Yeah.
all those showed up later at a later point. But this is the famous first explosion, and the way they got that pattern in the building is after the explosion, it was set up with nanothermite to cut the beams and give us that pattern where at a distance it had kind of the shape of a plane. So they said, yep, a plane made that hole. That's the way they did it. Okay. And that shot right there was the most widely used video showing the planes on 9/11. That was CNN, and most of the videos showed that sequence right there as far as verifying the plane story. And there it is going into the building, no damage.
Uh, Tanya says, Enter the Stars covered the hollow grid theory. I am undecided.
I don't think I've seen that version. I don't think that was correct. I think the building still had all of the equipment and everything in it. I I do not believe there was workers inside those buildings, and that I've come of that fairly recently. But after everything I've seen and studied, I don't believe there was anyone in those buildings. We had the guys on the ground that were telling their stories and event, but I don't think there was anybody in the building. And the smoke that we saw coming out of the buildings all day long was not smoke, it was the contents of the building being turned to dust.
Yeah.
Uh, and I know that sounds a little crazy, I'm sure, to some, but the entire contents were turned to dust before the buildings were then destroyed.
It had to be. There was no collateral damage.
Right.
Right.
You know. But hey,
And
can I say one
sure,
thing, and
yeah,
then I
anytime, man.
I'm gonna I gotta jump off. I'm gonna lay down, but I'll be listening, and I'm just gonna lay down until I go to bed. I mean, I have to get up early, But you're doing great, Dub. Just y'all keep it up. I'm
Okay.
gonna sit here
Well,
and listen in the
appreciate.
background. So yeah,
Alrighty.
Michelle, love all you
Okay,
guys. I'm gonna jump
Chuck.
out and
Thank
listen.
you.
All right.
Get some
God
rest.
bless.
God bless
Later.
you too.
Bye.
Bye.
Talk to you later,
Bye.
man. Bye.
Bye. See you, Dub.
Alrighty. Take care.
Um, I did drop the link, the StreamYard link. If anybody wants to come on to StreamYard and ask Dub any questions while he's doing his presentation, you're more than welcome to. I just have to know who you are. If you do come in, please use your avatar name so I don't boot you out because when you do come in. Um, Chuck Middleton, everybody. I love that man. So anyway, uh, so if anybody wants to come on, you're more than welcome. I just put the StreamYard link in if you guys want to talk. Anybody has anything to say or whatever, uh, you are more than welcome to come on the panel. I'll keep dropping the link, and if you guys do miss the link and you decide that you do want to come on, then let me know and I will drop the link again. Go ahead, Dub.
Okay. Uh, that's about it on 9/11. Unless someone has more questions, there was one picture I would like to have shown, and
Well,
that
show
being
it.
a building. I don't have it keyed
Oh,
up here with me, but that was a building 7. Whereas we saw the stuff coming out of the tops of the towers all day. Uh, building 7 had one end of it that all day long there was just black smoke, for a better word for it, pillowing out the entire end of it. The other 3 sides, we didn't see anything coming out of the building, but just that one side, uh, there was
hello,
smoke
T.
pouring out all day.
Oh, hello. How you guys doing?
All
Hello,
right, and yourself?
T.
I'm doing good. Just stopping in to say hi, and yeah, it was quite an 8-hour live stream I had last night. Forgot I
Right?
have to
Yep.
delete everything, but it was good. We got to cover quite a bit of ground. That was good. Yeah. So this is one of my accounts. Theory. No, this is truth. Truth isn't uncensored. Yeah. Okay. Whatever. I'm just
Yeah.
getting bored. I have to make another name. It's just how it
So
goes.
real quick, so T, that you've had people call in to your phone and you've put them on the stream, correct?
Yes, ma'am. Mystery
Um,
lady, other people. Yeah, go ahead. They can't. They,
so
they can't do it. I can make it possible.
I'm saying for my stream, not your stream. I'm saying so what did
How
you
do you
have them
do it?
just call? Well, do you just have them call your phone and then put the speaker on?
Well, you could do that. I mean, I find that most speakerphones are a little too tinny. I like to have a bigger speaker, like just a regular desktop, average size speaker, nothing big or anything.
Right.
Something like that. Plug it in, talk to people.
I'll look into that. Stupid. Stupid says, Michelle, I know it's a lot to ask, but for a dummy like me, you're not dumb. That's for sure. But I just wanted to reiterate that for a dummy like me that could maybe like set up a way you could get calls. I'm sorry, that's my work. Um,
Well, you want us to call in? You can call in anytime. I'll give them a number, or you give them a number, and just
I'm
be
just
able to
trying to.
talk.
Yeah. Well, no, I meant So is
The
that what you're asking?
speakerphone works. I just find most speakerphones are tinny, so I use this. I plug in an external speaker, so it's
Right. I
Right.
don't have an external speaker right now, so I have to put my earphones on. Um, so
Well,
let
you
me
can
work
put
on.
like the. Okay, go
Say it
ahead.
again.
Go
No,
ahead.
you keep. I
I was
asked you
gonna
the
say
question.
something, but you said you're gonna work on it, so never mind.
Well, no,
Let's
I
see.
won't be able to do it right now. I don't
Right.
have the capabilities. I don't have an external speaker. Plus, I've got
You could
headphones
use
on.
the
So
speakerphone. I'm just saying it's you know she's on the phone. It's not like she's on
Right.
the show.
Yeah.
Yeah. It sounds like she's further away than everybody else. That's what I'm trying to say.
right.
Yeah, but you could put the speaker close up. It's still going to sound tinny. So yeah, that's why I always opt for the extra speaker.
Right.
Couple more pictures to show on 9/11. Uh, this one, not that one.
Was then flown into the second tower. That is what we are hearing from our NBC sources from a worker from United Airlines.
So they were big airplanes.
750.
Yeah, man. You see that on the right? Can you stop it right there for a second?
Was
Oh,
then
you already
flown
did.
into the second.
Oh, never mind. You see
Yeah.
on the right there, in that one frame that was stopped on.
That
It,
is what we are
it,
hearing from our NBC.
you know, the plane supposedly went right in the middle of that corner, right?
Right.
The corner
Yeah.
is straight up, all the way. Yeah, like
50.
yeah, you see the corner all the way. Well, why the heck is that? How is that possible? If the corner is there, but on the side and the other side it's not there, how is that possible? It's not.
Well, there's another version of this video where they have the plane coming in here. I don't know if I have it queued up here or not, but the plane appears about here, and then there's a little hesitation, and then it starts moving. So you can tell the plane was just inserted there, and then they started supposedly flying towards the channels, the the towers at the time. Uh, and there was several different versions of various planes hitting.
You'll see the chat.
I
Um,
think.
I'm gonna read something from the chat real quick, Dub.
Okay,
Yeah,
sure.
go ahead.
Go ahead. Anytime.
Little one says the morning of 9/11, after seeing the news, I remember going outside. My neighbors were gathering, talking. Police were up the street responding to a break and enter. The man was having a standoff with cops. So that was where he was at the time. That's crazy.
Yeah, no kidding.
Um, like I said, stupid. I will look into that. No problem. Sorry, I'm not. I barely started. I barely started to be able to do streams. Get them down pretty well. So, I do apologize. I could have you call in, and if you wanted to ask up some questions, but I know that you're, like you said, you're.
Yeah.
I just don't know how.
You can call a burner phone of mine. I'll put him on the show. I don't
He
care.
can't come on the live. He needs to call in.
He
Don't matter to me.
he would prefer that. He said he's
Okay.
he's old school.
Okay. Yeah, I
Um,
understand.
do you want to do that, stupid? Do you want to call T's line, and he'll put you on the show?
You plug it in. Shit. Hold on. How do I get on there?
Let's see what his response is
Okay.
before you start doing all that, T.
Well, it's a process, So maybe this phone probably has one. Love the phone ringer.
So stupid. So T's gonna go ahead and set up. He's got a phone that you'll be able to call, and he'll set it up to where he can put you on the show if you'd like. If that's okay, give me a yes or a no, because we're gonna try to make it happen. So
That would be good.
if you're for it, stupid, let me
Yeah, I'm
know.
already halfway through with the process. So
Okay. That's
if he says no now, I feel stupid myself.
Well, if he says no, then he can say no. I appreciate you doing that, T.
Yeah. Oh, I forgot. This is the one I'm saving for YouTube. It has all my accounts on it that they took. That's right. All right. Gotta have one with them, right? Just in case. Just in case somebody does do a class action lawsuit. Imagine me. I'm like, I'm in the money, buddy. Imagine if they have like one for each account you lost. What? Oh, man. Like I said, I'm rich. So I have nothing.
Meanwhile, this picture that's up now
Yeah, what is
shows
that?
very, very clearly what was going on when they started to take the buildings down. You can
The
see this
multiple
just,
layers of smoke.
it,
Yeah.
yeah, just right across the side of the building, floor after floor after floor.
Well,
They
that's neat.
just, and this was when they were taking out the steel beam columns. That's what they were doing, and they did that with nanothermite, which was
Right.
a big subject with a lot of people.
Well, one of me, I know. Yeah,
Okay,
I'm.
there's
I think nanothermite. If they had enough of it, they could probably melted that whole building into a pile of crap. Myself, personally.
I I don't think the nanothermite had anything to do with the building
I know that's
turning
one of our.
to dust. I think it was just strictly used to cut the beams. And,
Right. Is he?
and
Did he get back to you, Michelle? I mean, am I
Yeah,
feeling stupid right now?
he said he would do it.
Oh
okay,
yeah.
cool.
He
Okay.
said, "Yeah, I could do that, or I could give you my number and you could call me private." So
Well,
it's up.
I got this. It's 1702. Yeah, or that's if you're in Canada, I guess. 288.92. And you can call that number anytime. And I won't answer it unless I'm live.
702 702
Yeah.
702 200.
200. Yeah. 88.92. I'm gonna grab my speaker. Where's that? Oh, there it is. Okay. You get to use the mystery lady speaker. All right. I think we're good.
This is another of the many plane versions where this plane just comes in here,
Best we can tell,
comes
we
in
just
from the
had
right
another
side,
view
and then
of the
supposedly
second plane
blows
going
up
in.
on the left side.
As best we
Is this the
can
one that supposedly the plane goes through the building? You
tell,
see
an
it? Is that
aircraft
that video right there?
No,
No. Okay.
I don't
Mm.
have that one queued
You
up.
don't have that one.
No.
Do you have the one where it was like the missile that hit the Pentagon? You see from a parking garage about I don't know,
I
3 football fields away, whatever. Yeah.
I don't have that. We discussed it
Oh yeah,
before with possibly it being a Tomahawk missile that was shot at the building, but it was blown up before it hit the building.
Oh yeah.
Subsequently,
I remember that. conversation.
If you've seen that picture of all the people walking on the grounds of the Pentagon, ticking things up, those were
going into the hole. Yeah.
yeah. Uh, this one, let me see. This is the one. Okay, this picture right here.
Maybe I have a phone. Yeah.
That is the real explosion right there. And you see all the plane versions where you have the explosion and the fire just billows up all the way to the top of the building.
Right.
This is what all those should look like. This picture came out of the NIST information, and you see how clear the skies are, and all the media videos you see, there's just everything's a haze here. But all the explosions should look exactly like that.
All right, go on. See what else you got.
And not like
Wow, we just had another view of the
this.
second plane going in.
Well, that's the other angle. I understand rising could have been a CGI. Who the heck knows? They've had a lot of technology for a while. They haven't even been letting us know.
Yeah, they got more technology than we even know
sure.
of.
But they're stupid, and that's what's funny. They have the technology, and they could probably fool us so well with the squibs and the bleeding arteries and everything else, and in the blood sphere alone. Let alone with the visual effects and the president looking like the guy that we last had as vice president. I mean, they're getting bad. They're really getting bad. I don't know what I know you have different opinions.
Yeah, well, I kind of think that is just simply because they don't have to do a real neat.
They don't. They could just say
job
something happens. All they have to do is say something happens, and people believe it. I mean, that's all they have to do nowadays.
And have an interview with somebody that verifies, yep, that's what happened. And
so you think it's just some bullshit, right? That's what you're saying.
Yep.
Okay. All right.
Well,
I didn't get a phone call, and I just checked. So let me double check it works. How about that? Right.
So it's all set up for you, stupid. If you wanted to call in.
This is getting funny, actually. This guy's name is like hilarious.
Yeah.
Like it's open. So you know what, stupid? It's all set up for you. You got that? You can call at any time, right? You got that, stupid? All right. It's hilarious.
I agree, Danny. It says it's way. Danny says way more advanced and far way longer than we think. Yes, I agree. Tanya says yes. I think about that often. How much advanced tech they have, yet how infinitely stupid they are.
Right.
They trade their souls for the world. They think they can win against their own creator. Yeah, stupid. And she's not talking about you, stupid. I'm just kidding.
I see what I mean.
Talking about them.
Like every other freaking sentence. Go ahead. I'm starting to feel stupid. Go ahead. Oh. Hilarious. All right, he's not calling. I'm calling myself. I'm calling myself.
You're calling? How are you
calling? Let's see if it works.
702
200 88 92. It is. That's what you got, right? Should be ringing with a real annoying. There it is. Yep, it's open.
There it is.
Bingo. I just got a phone call from myself. Nice. All right.
All right. Here's a little short clip.
Well, if anybody wants to call it, go ahead.
That I thought pretty well explains and shows some good features.
Yeah, I gotta turn on the volume. Volume on this. Okay. All right, let's see if we can get this going. Answer. Hello.
Hello.
Can you hear me? Can I hear you? Yeah, I hear you fine. But can you hear
Yeah,
me?
I
All
hear
right.
you fine too.
All right. You
Hi,
should be able
stupid.
to hear her. Let me turn the speaker towards this. All right. It's gonna be weird. All right. Go ahead.
Hello.
Is that you, stupid?
Yes, that is me.
All right.
I wish I knew how to do the screen yet, but I just don't know how to do it.
All right.
Well, it's
Hey, Sherry, be cool. Go ahead.
maybe we could help you with that a little later on. This is good.
You're
I
fine.
believe me.
Yep.
I don't have the patience for it. Like when someone shows me this computer stuff, I just get so stressed.
Right.
Right.
I've been only on. I've been watching YouTube ever since it came out, but I never made comments till up to a year and a half ago. Because all the censoring, so I had to go get a smartphone because I always had a flip phone.
Right.
And is very computer illiterate. I just don't have the patience for it.
Yeah, I know.
Where are you from, stupid?
I'm from Boston.
Yeah, I was gonna say that.
I'm
I
trying
love
to
it.
speak.
I love your accent.
Yeah, I'm trying to talk very slow and soft because when I made phone calls before, and everyone in the comment section is like my deep voice just gives it away because I have that accent.
Right.
And yeah, no, the whole thing with 9/11, we're discussing how it was done, and we're trying to figure that out. Going down a rabbit hole, but it doesn't matter how it was done. It's why it was done and who did it. That's all we should be concerned about. But we're interested in because we want to know the trick.
The trick, it was kind of exposed back a while back. A lot of people don't believe that it was that was it. But it was a secret weapons project that they had. They were putting holograms around missiles. You know what I mean? So
Yes.
yeah. So it was exposed, but people don't believe it. That's how it is, and you could get into arguments for hours about the subject.
Yes.
I'm good.
And yeah. And if you remember when 9/11 happened after, we were on the internet looking at the plane crashes, and I believe it's the first plane that hit. There was no footage of it that day, but a couple days later it came out. The guy sitting and eating breakfast or lunch, whatever. Yeah, breakfast.
Yeah. Right.
At a little table. And then if you look at that plane, you see like the bottom of it has like these like weird belly shape. You understand what I'm saying? Some people saying it's a military plane because it had the bottom of the plane was like a weird shape.
Right. Yeah.
And I looked at that. Go ahead.
Well, the fact is, it wasn't a plane; it was an image. So,
Yes.
it's just an image, so it doesn't matter, if it was a gray plane or a green or a blue or whatever or what You know,
Abs-
if it had rocket pods under the wings or whatever, because it was just an image.
yes, but my point is right there. Like when I was looking at that video, whatever, 20 years ago, I'm looking at it, but I'm still not registering it in my brain. I'm like, well, the official story cannot be true because if it's the plane that took off from Boston, definitely not shaped like that. So someone is lying. You know, I'm just going what I was thinking back then.
Right.
Well,
Because
so you're right.
So that,
Someone was lying. Go on.
yeah.
Okay.
So when I was watching it back then, I'm like saying to myself, well, someone's lying because that's not the plane that left Boston. So someone's going to be lying here. But like I said, my head didn't put it, together like that. So right off the bat, I knew it was like bullshit to a point. And, I didn't think like no planes. I had the same ideas. I was thinking, oh, it's probably a military plane. But then at the same time, I'm thinking in my head, well, a plane cannot travel that fast, that low. So,
Exactly.
and a plane would never go through a steel building like that.
Exactly.
So, but that's how your mind works. Even me knowing the government's full of scams, even back then. But my brain still was not comprehending it. Like I had to be told no planes, and then once I heard that, I'm like, oh yeah, obviously.
Right. It takes a long time and a lot, to me, a lot of study to kind of put all the pieces together.
A lot of
And
stuff.
it's been my experience that most people know about 1, 2, and 7, and they
Yeah.
don't know what happened to the rest of the other buildings. Which
Well, I might be guilty of that. What happened to the other building? It's just I'm stupid. Okay.
What? Yeah, were you here too when I showed the pictures of the other buildings? And
What happened to them though? Just
uh,
explain.
well,
Zoom out.
building 6, the entire center of the building was just missing. There was nothing there. The outer rim of the building was still standing, but the inside of it, and I'll show that picture again. And this video that I have up will show that, and it'll show some of that detail. So let me finish running this video and then we can continue our discussion.
Yes, sir. Hilarious. Yeah. Watch how this thing is created. Blow your mind. Oh, it's supposed to fall apart in pieces. They're not going to talk, so you might as well talk.
Yeah, this is just how the buildings were constructed.
Yeah. So you tell me that plane made it to the inside inner ring. Give me a break, okay?
Yeah.
It didn't even hit the. It hit the outside, and the whole plane, wings and all, the engines and everything, fell straight down onto the ground. There was no entry. Maybe a dent,
There
but
was
no
no
entry.
plane.
All right, yeah, but you see what I'm saying? If we're
Yeah.
gonna if we're gonna say there's a plane, it did not do what happened on the screen. That
Right.
is impossible.
Absolutely impossible. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Let me get a you know at the very least you gotta have a crumpled up plane somewhere with some engine balls whatever. You know.
Absolutely. Yes.
You know what I mean? That's about it.
And
The
and
plane itself is going to be messed up.
this is the building being destroyed. All this is just dust. That see this big beam like there we just saw where
What
they
if
were constructed that, and as it's falling, it's still trailing dust behind it.
How do you think that's possible? You're saying it's not nanothermite that put it into dust. It would cause a lot of heat and light. Okay, the nanothermite would. By the way,
Uh,
so what do you think? What do you think it was? Sorry to take over your
I
show.
I think it was not. That's okay. I think it was some type of weapon that we're not aware of. That we've never seen it in operation before. But you can see the steel beams, and
Okay,
as
what
they're
was that?
falling,
What is that movie where this tower is just like being disintegrated by a weapon?
yeah, I don't have a good
Where did the
video.
towers go? It's undeniable. The buildings went away.
Where is all the rubble? It seems so flattened.
If they had collapsed to the ground, you'd have a pile of debris that would correspond to 210-story buildings. That didn't happen.
Where did the towers go?
This is where the buildings were, the other buildings. Uh, this was part of Building 6, and this is Building 5. That's Building 4.
There ain't enough rubble. I mean, where are they?
There's no debris. You just can't account for the missing material.
Engineers at the firm that built the building's best guess to account for the missing 1,200 feet of material from each tower is that large portions simply vaporized.
And look at those pictures just hours after.
You turn that up,
Nothing there.
volume.
A little bit of rubble, but you didn't have 210-story buildings piled up there.
That's the part that's crazy. It's just that's all that's left.
People who have been right down next to the base of what was the trade towers say there's virtually nothing left. Maybe a few flights of stairs, a few stories of one of the buildings.
110 stories at ground level. 110 stories at ground level. I've got a picture of Building 7 in the background still standing and fuming away. It went away at 5:20 that day. So we know it's before 5:20 on 9/11. You're looking straight over from West Street, and you should see a 110-story building blocking your view. But there's just nothing there, right down to the ground. There's an ambulance that was parked in front of Tower 1 on West Street.
Okay.
That's what's left of 210-story buildings.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense.
And Tower 1's not there anymore. But the ambulance is there.
That should have been obliterated too, don't you think?
Why isn't the
Right.
ambulance crushed? It's obvious there's a big lack of material there.
The north tower is right here. You see, you just have that shell of the facade there. And here's the south tower is right here. And there's the center of where the south tower stood.
Where the hell did these buildings go?
That's the all that's standing are the Twin Towers right now
That's
in
a
the back.
good question.
And that's it. That's all that's left.
Every building with the WTC prefix was destroyed that day. It wasn't two towers.
Okay. This is a aerial view of Building 6.
What if, besides the money and everything, they're in the gold in the basement, the credit that's owed, and the Pentagon and everything else. What if, they just wanted to get rid of it because we're like, hey man, we gotta get rid of these buildings. There's like asbestos. It's gonna kill us. I don't know, man.
There was asbestos in the towers. It would have cost a lot of money to take them down, according to code.
Right.
They already had the plans drawn up of what they were going to put into space.
Oh yeah.
So and then they had to clear out that whole area so they could build back better. And this is Building 6 right here. And notice the round areas there where there's things missing, rounded off, little rounded off corner there. That's Building 6. This is Building 4.
It wasn't three towers. It wasn't four towers. It wasn't.
This was the hotel. Building 3.
With 7 buildings.
Usually mainstream, they would tell you, oh, Mel, but it's just all that debris that
And there's the center of where the south tower stood.
Did these buildings go?
That's the all that's standing are the Twin Towers right now in the background. That's all that's standing. That's it. That's all that's left.
Every building with the WTC prefix was destroyed that day. It wasn't two towers. It wasn't three towers. It wasn't four towers. It wasn't 5 buildings, 6 buildings.
You see Building 4 there.
With 7 buildings.
usually mainstream, they would tell you, oh, Mel, but it's just all that debris.
And that's what's left of it.
That bumped into those buildings that were in the close proximity. So they probably had structural damage and they had to be demolished.
Well, then let's go see that debris that bumped into them. It doesn't exist.
Look at WTC 6.
Approximately 50% of the building's mass went away. It wasn't the outer mass. It was this hole cut in the middle. Down to ground level. There's nothing there. Some people say, well, stuff must have fallen in it. Well, if debris fell in it and collapsed it down, you look in the bottom of the hole, you should see something. There wasn't much of anything left of the building.
You don't see toilets, you don't see desks, you really don't see anything.
Nothing that you would recognize.
You don't even see bodies. You don't see blood. You don't see, anything.
Exactly. Here's one of the beams. That's a pretty healthy beam.
Huge pieces of twisted steel from the towers. There was little that was recognizable in the debris. No one had ever seen anything like it.
I mean, you didn't.
What could vaporize?
Glass.
The only thing I can think of is some type of microwave or possibly even some.
Yes, Google. This is
some of Tesla's stuff. Tesla had a lot of very, very
Anything that looked
advanced stuff.
would be used by a person, and you just didn't see it.
All there was powdered debris and metal.
We're talking here about 43,000
What could turn solid steel into
square feet of
dust?
200,000 tons of structural steel, 5 million square feet of gypsum, 6 acres of marble, and 425,000 cubic yards of concrete.
They misspell stuff and say wrong words on purpose. It's just upsetting.
Perhaps the most astonishing object Shade found is something there should have been thousands of. This one probably only survived because it was in the basement. It belonged to an ice cream store.
You can see what remains of the file folders that were inside.
It was the only file cabinet found. They were able to identify what store it was from, and they called up the store owner and said, "Hey, we got your money," and they gave them their money.
When you have paper flying, but you can't see a toilet, a desk, or anything else.
You had all this paper flying all over Manhattan, and yet in the rubble there wasn't one file cabinet wrecked or anything. I think they found one.
Oh, okay.
The most amazing part of it is those two little
Okay.
symbols where there's an arrow that
I'll
points
do
to
that.
survive.
Went down and wow.
And that's like right under the top.
Crazy. Okay. Okay. T.
Yes, sir.
Michelle is out of the program again. So
Hi,
if you
Michelle.
could keep track of the chat for me and
Okay.
let me know if there's anything going on there.
She appears to be here,
but they would all be dead before anyone found them.
All right.
I had no idea what was over us. I'm thinking 110 stories. How much
I'm gonna check Middleton dust. Yeah, I just found something in the chat, guys.
All right. Let's have it.
Okay. I found. Wait a second. I found also a great idea.
Okay.
I checked something out and it said the dust, right?
Yeah.
You know, the steel to dust. Well, they have this stuff that turns bullets in midair to dust. You want to stand in front of that one? I don't know about you, but I thought that was quite interesting. I need to go back and read that one. Bullets to dust, right? So if they can do that, maybe there is a way they could just like spray coat or do something to the steel itself and turn that.
I don't know of anything they could do to steel because one
It's obviously a lot's missing. It seems like a lot's
a lot is missing. Yeah. And you can see it. I wish I had a better video and a better picture of it. I don't have one keyed up, but
all right. Let me read this chat. They got me reading that.
a good picture of the buildings when they're coming apart, and you see a big section of those that we saw when they were constructing them. You see a big section like that that's falling, and it's trailing dust behind it when it's falling.
Right. There was a lot of dust. You're right.
Yeah. So a steel beam, when it falls, it just falls. It doesn't trail dust behind it.
Right.
And
now,
you can actually see them as they're down lower, they're smaller. So, you know, there's no other way. I know it's hard to wrap your head around, but when you see them trailing dust on the way down, but it's hard to get around that. And then the look at the final
They
results.
assumed they were buried under
They're
such
just
debris that they'd be dead by the time anyone found them.
Yeah, this sure looks like a lot of smoke.
I came right in on this.
Yeah.
At very least smoke. I mean,
I'm amazed now.
or is that dust? Because it sure looks like dust.
it's just dust. We originally thought it was smoke coming out because of the fires, but it wasn't.
Yeah,
It
it's
was
probably
just
asbestos dust.
yeah, it was just dust. Now this is part of the elevator and stairway section here, which also had box beam constructions around the center core of the buildings.
Right.
And
Good luck.
this is part of the center core that still remains.
110-story building above us, and I'm looking up at the sun.
The descriptions they gave were not of a building falling on top of them, were not of bombs exploding around them. Wasn't high heat. They didn't get cooked. They didn't get squashed.
I looked up and said, guys, there used to be 106 floors above us, and now I'm seeing sunshine. There's nothing above us. That big building doesn't exist. These are the biggest office buildings in the world, and I can see one desk, one chair, one phone, nothing.
It's kind of a garage that we still don't know.
I'm back.
All right, great.
And there she is. She's back.
I'm on my phone. What I was asking,
okay.
what I was asking for T to do was to read the chat so that we could keep the chat valid. That's what I was asking.
Yes, I did.
Okay.
Okay, I didn't do it. Sorry.
No, that's what I was asking because this was all about participation tonight. Was for people to ask you questions, not for them. You know what I mean?
Questions? Did you? That's what I was looking for.
Well, I kind of like to keep it valid, but that's okay. It's not your fault I'm having all these difficulties. But anyway, now I can't read the chat, so I'm on my phone right now. That's all I've got left right now.
All right. How deep below the ground were the original floors? 12 stories? Like the basement.
I think they had 4 levels of basement. I'm not sure, maybe 3.
I know one of them housed, gold. A lot of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Follow the money. Follow the gold.
Well, and I've never put a lot of stock into it, but of course it was said the day before that Pentagon was $2.3 trillion missing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
$1 trillion missing credit. Yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, and I just think, let me see if I got.
How many floors were there deep? There was 4. That's what you said. That was your answer. Okay. I didn't see anything else. That was a question.
Floors of what? Okay.
Floors underneath the ground.
I think there was 3 layers of basement. I'm not sure. This is building 5 at the end of the day.
All right.
Charred, the only thing left there is just the steel beams it was constructed with.
Hey, that looks familiar.
Let me see, I got building 6 here somewhere. Here's Building 6.
There's been real quiet.
And this wasn't cut out by falling debris because there was nothing that had this shape in it. Are these rounded corners here?
I don't know. It looks like a jumbo-odd piece of crap.
Yeah. But that's what they look like at the end of the day.
How is that possible with two planes?
Exactly right. And I'm kind of feeling like you're thinking there were planes. Or am I mistaken there?
I think there was missiles, not planes. But
You think they were missiles?
Yeah, I think it could have been missiles.
There could have been. Were they?
I don't know. You tell me. You're the expert with all the
I
pictures.
say there were no missiles. No
Okay.
planes, no missiles, no outside interference from anything. Everything was from within.
All right.
Have you seen any evidence of missiles?
No.
You just saw the
Maybe the
supposed
Pentagon. Yeah, I've seen the evidence.
You just saw the supposed plane go inside the building. No damage to the building, no damage to the plane. And you back the video out, and there's the plane that supposedly just went through a very strong steel structure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Supposedly.
And they gave us plenty of pictures of planes flying into the buildings. And I know there was videos that said that that big gray plane had a missiles underneath it, and it fired the missile just before it hit. I know of that story.
Stupid. What are you doing, man? You're like outside,
No, I'm just watching from my other device in your YouTube channel.
Oh.
Okay, you have any questions? Any comments?
Yeah, it's just like I was saying. Remember how I told you when I first saw it? Like, something didn't make sense to me, but once I heard no planes, it registered like, oh, it was fake. The planes were even fake.
Right.
So when you two were talking about like everything was disintegrated, just disappeared with some energy weapon.
It's possible.
And listen, of course that's possible, but that's something we will probably never know until they come out and like really show us proof they have that kind of technology. So what makes sense right now, why they didn't find any, office furniture in the house, in the building, carpets, just maybe simply because it was taken out and it wasn't there. I mean,
can I
Sure.
say something real quick? If people don't, does anybody remember that they had dog sniffing dogs that go in there every day to check for bombs and blah blah blah, but they didn't have them go up that day? I think bombs were set at every floor previously. Whatever kind of bombs or whatever kind of technology they had. I'm not sure. I'm just saying. Does anybody remember that where the dogs were not set up that day?
Yes, I remember. I recall that. Yes.
Tanya says, what if whatever they did in the first failed attempt in the basement set this up somehow test run for P?
For what?
I think they're two totally separate incidences. I think the basement thing in '93 was just a another episode of showing us that there were terrorists that we had to hunt down and be aware of and look out for. And they knew that a bomb in the basement would not bring that structure down.
She she finished her sentence and it said predictive programming. So
Yeah, I think there was a lot of predictive program that it was going to happen. And of course, we didn't see it beforehand, but after the fact, it's always easy to look back and say,
Wow,
yeah,
the
I
teenage
saw
mutant
this,
ninja
saw that.
turtle. Everybody else, yeah.
The thing about the 93 bombing was obviously everyone knows who did that. And, you know, that was orchestrated by the government. And
Yes.
it was a perfect way to scare everybody. And at the same time, I'm sure people weren't going to work the next day, and it was like COVID. They abandoned that building till it was probably fixed. And a lot of people probably never went back into the buildings. And they just, because every floor that people died, it was supposedly like those big companies like Merrill Lynch, some other company that all the people died.
Right.
It was like, you know what I'm talking about? It's that big famous company. I don't know the name of it. It's not Merrill Lynch. It's something else. But that was the most of the casualties. It was obviously all fabricated. So, and you know, I don't know what to think. I believe it was built to be brought down eventually at some point. We all know they stage stuff and think decades and decades of time before they do
Yes,
shit.
correct.
So,
but
I was fascinated with 9/11 for years and years. I mean, I did so much research on it. Like Judy Woods, when I first saw her, I was 100% with her, like with everything. And then I watched a lot of people, and they totally like debunked her, like she's a fraud. A lot of that's because the only reason I don't trust her is because she goes on Pete Santilli. I don't know who you know Pete Santilli is.
Right, yes.
And he's a total con man.
Right. Agreed.
And if you ever listen to Brian Staveley?
No.
Okay. Well, he has a great idea how they pulled it off. I mean, you could look him up on YouTube or Rockfin. Rockfin is free now. And you could look at his 9/11 work, what he says about it. And I agree with him, what he says. And who else do I agree with? Rebecca Rock. Do you remember Rebecca Rock?
Total the biggest fraud ever.
Okay, exactly. Exactly. But she pulled apart the people on the planes. It's like Dr. Judy Woods. She gives you a good information. Same thing with Rebecca Roth. So you got to pick the pieces out. Like Alex Jones, you watch him, you know he's full of shit, but you still got to pick the good pieces out. It's like the same thing with all of them. They all do it, especially the mainstream people that are really famous, like Rebecca Roth, Judy Woods. They give you.
I personally think Rebecca Ross was 100% just total BS. I don't think she ever said anything that was even close to accurate. That's my opinion of her.
Yeah. Yes. But the thing, I like about her is she talked about the passengers on the planes, how the passengers were all just fake. You
Well,
know
the
that, right?
planes were fake.
Yeah, I know. And she talked.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know that. And she talks about how the passengers were just all made up characters.
But she talked about the planes, and she talked about the phone calls from the planes.
Yeah, that.
And
Yeah,
she played totally that planes were involved. That was her whole thing. Is the flight attendants that were on the plane that called made the phone calls. She was told she had a different twist to it, but her twist validated the story.
Okay, maybe I'm confused then because I'm thinking that she was saying that it was just all a fraud, a scam, like the whole thing with the planes.
No, she claimed to know some of the flight attendants that were on the planes.
I didn't know that. So
yeah.
So see how the web is so tangled. We're all like have this
Yes,
information.
it is. And there've been so many people that have given versions of things, but when I saw Rebecca Ross, I followed a lot of her videos, and I just found her totally incredible.
Yeah.
And then she just disappeared.
Yeah. Everyone's like disappeared that were given some kind of truth. They just censored the hell out of everybody.
Right.
But you just see how the web is so confusing.
The deception is very, very deep.
Yes. And for us to defeat this monster of a government, my opinion, like we know it's all a scam, and even we have different opinions of like certain people. There could only be one truth, and we're still like so far, but yet so close. And this monster, the head of the snake, well, they've been doing this since Jesus, beginning of time, if I recall.
Yes.
And it's just so stressful because of what they're doing. And people who are even awake will never get on the same page to defeat these monsters because they're paying everybody to keep this scam going. And people are just so.
For every one of us that are trying to actually get out the real truth, what actually is, there's probably multitudes of the ones that are there saying we're the cuckoo birds. And people are believing them over us. That's the thing that's really tough to overcome.
The cuckoo bird.
Yeah, because they control, the information flow.
Yes.
And that's the problem right there. I mean, I'm going even back in time. Like, I used to think like I didn't know much about history, whatever I was taught turned out to be all bullshit. So it's like, even like these people that talk about it, I'm not going to say it, but the guy from World War II, that guy, everyone just has this bad image of him.
Yes.
And my opinion is he was just another Trump. That's all he was. That's my opinion of him.
I think that's probably a pretty good analogy.
Because if you look at Trump and what he pulled off when he was running for office, I mean, I was awake to, this president's being a scam for a long time. I never voted a day in my life because I knew it was a waste.
Yep.
And then
Same
Trump
here.
came on the scene, and then Trump came on the scene, and I was just so happy because he was saying everything that I wanted to say. So people would get
Right.
mad at me because people were just triggered about Trump, and I used to love it because he was just speaking what I wanted to say. And then he got in and he pulled a 180, and he just, he destroyed the country. I don't blame him. He's not the guy in charge.
Right. He was
It's not
just
him.
the front man.
And yes, and
I blame them all. I blame them all. Whether you're a puppet or not, I blame you because you're a part of the show.
Exactly. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah,
Totally.
well, I blame him, but he's just a character in the show. It's not like he has any power. He's just a puppet doing the bullshit. But I get it. I blame him too. But I'm just saying that the web is so tangled and weaved. Like last night, the conversation you were having about the Constitution and stuff. See how that was getting tense for a little while there because
Oops. Go ahead.
I'm on the path, which I called into a few shows that take calls, and a lot of people say about my attitude is like, "Oh, you've given up."
Yeah.
It's like, I hate to say it, I haven't given up because I'm still getting up and doing what I have to do, but I just have not a prayer, not a wish. It's sad. Yeah, you could say I'm defeated.
Wow.
It's perfect because that's what they want. I just have no faith in humanity because they're just so stupid. I mean, that's a simple way to put it. It just disgusts me to see how people can't
Ironic,
think.
brother. Ironic. It's hilarious. They're just so stupid. The man's name is stupid. Okay, all right. Go ahead. I agree. You can get tense when it comes to the Constitution, or talking about your guns, or things of that nature. I get it.
Yeah, and I know a lot of the stuff I say is a bunch of baloney, but
I don't think so.
It's like Canada during COVID. They had the truckers, and everyone was in a big charade like that's going to show them, and how quickly they squashed that. I mean, that's all they did was just arrest a bunch of people, take their money. Yeah, it woke a lot of people up in Canada to who's really in control. But I mean, they just will not let the truth out there because they just quickly you're gone. If they really want you'll be gone the next day. They just won't let us gather, have our own voice because they control.
And
And
I'm
Go
far
ahead, I'm
from
sorry.
a defeatist, but I'm a realist, and I look at the numbers, and we don't have the numbers on our side. We're such a small minority, and they'll throw us a few bones every now and then, but they're not going to let us out of our pen to do any real damage.
And the population of America, ever since I was a kid, I'm turning 50 in like 4 months or whatever. And ever since I was a kid, like the population of America was always taught was like 330 million. Like for the past 50 years, it's been 330 million. I mean, and if you just take the numbers alone, say the numbers are accurate, like half those people out of that 330 million, I know this is not going to make too much sense, but if you think about it, out of the 330 million, how many kids are under the age of 18 and dumb as a doorknob today, especially with the brainwashing?
Yes, whatever the
I don't
percentage
know.
is, it's
Yes. And then you take the number of the people who work, have jobs. Half of that workforce that's out in America, I would say 50% or even more work for the government. They have some kind of government job, or they work for a company that's funded by the
something
government.
related. Yes.
So they're not going to rebel as long as they're getting paid. You'll have a very little few that's got to, quit their job because they don't want to take a jab. But out of all
Very
those
small
people, they're not
minority.
gonna get, yes. And then the rest of the people, what's there left? How many million? Not much. And so, I know, I sound depressing, I know.
No, not at all. I think it's a very realistic picture.
We are enjoying you having you on, stupid. So I hate calling you stupid. So, but
yeah,
we enjoy having you on.
No, I really appreciate it because I don't get to talk like this till I call someone that, few shows that take calls I call. And I appreciate it because it's like therapy talking like this.
Well, it is, and that's what I want my platform to be is a platform for people to come to discuss how they're feeling, what they want to get off their chest, because in real time, it's very hard to come across anybody that you know or anybody that's in your family that's on the same page. And it is very frustrating, and it's all done by design to happen this way. So as long as they give me the platform, that's what I want to do.
Yeah. I just I search the internet for people like yourself. And years ago, I'm sure I don't have to tell you even on YouTube for how many years probably. But I remember days I'd have to take breaks from listening to conspiracy people, like whatever you want to call us, but people who I like to listen. I'd have to take a break from them because it was just too much. And I used to tell myself, enjoy it now because they're going to take that away from you. Because I remember getting in my car every morning and I would hear on the news, like, oh, there's a new trend out on the media was reporting some internet person is, talking about this new trend, calling out the government. I'm phrasing it wrong. You know how in the free days on the YouTube, trends would start up and like millions of people would be on some conspiracy and it would have to make the news. The news would have to report it because it was just, you couldn't hide it. And I used to tell myself, they're going to censor this one day. They're going to have to because the information is just getting way too out there and they're going to have to put an end to it. And they definitely put an end to it.
Yes. And now there's certain subjects that we know are taboo. We can talk about some things, but some things you can't talk about if you want to still have your platform. And
yes.
Right.
That whole thing, I know I'm in the comment section. I say, I always bring up a certain country group of people. And I know it's not a lot of people, like when I say that, they just defend them. It's like when I say Muslim, no one defended the Muslims. Remember those days, the Muslims, you could get to blame the Muslims.
Oh, yeah, they were the bad guys. They're terrorists.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then when I tell like people this certain group, like when I'm speaking to them in public,
right?
And keep in mind, I'm Polish, and so that was kind of engraved in me as a kid because I'd hear my father talking about it when I was a kid. So that kind of like resonated with me when I grew up. I knew there was something behind this picture.
Right.
And as soon as I say that, they're like instantly like, oh, it's not all of them, which no shit. I mean, I had so many people in my life that were that special group and I was friends with them. I have no beef with them. They've been hijacked and they're used as a weapon to silence you, which is I mean, it works great. And this problem has been going around since, since Christ. I remember going to church and I would hear about who killed Christ. And I used to question that. I'm like, my God, is that like, oh my God. It's like, these people, Catholic people, should be furious. And they weren't.
Right.
So this problem has been here forever. It's just the way, I guess, life is, because it's never going to be peaches and cream, because life would be boring if it was just like all the problems went away and we had the government that we dream of. Like, that would be living in a fantasy world, and it'd be boring, I would think, right? We'd all be walking around on cloud 9 every day, like, whoa.
Everything's great, yeah.
Wearing red hats, right?
Yeah. Like, could you picture it? I mean,
I can.
Could you? I know, but I don't think believe me, I would want that too.
Ignorance is bliss, bro.
Yeah, I know I'm speaking a lot, and I appreciate it because I'm so excited to get to talk to someone.
We love to have people on and hear their ideas and opinions. Great. And
yeah,
I appreciate Michelle so much for providing a platform where we can just sit and talk and discuss different things. Yeah, that's
yeah. And
I'm
like I said,
I'm happy that you're talking stupid, because and just so you know, I really hate calling you stupid, because you're not. But that's all we know. That's all we know about you, and that you're from Boston, stupid.
Yeah, I'm some kind of shill for the government taking notes. No, I'm just joking. I shouldn't say that, but no, because everyone calls everybody everyone calls everybody a shill today. It's just pathetic.
Well, I refer to some people as shills, but I think I'm correct on it. I may not be, but I think I'm correct because I watch patterns of people.
Yeah, they're so. I mean, you got to be on your toes with everybody. I will not pick and pull and watch anybody that's a paid op. I won't watch Alex Jones. I won't watch a little bit of this person. If I know they're a paid op, I'm not gonna watch them. I'm not giving them that voice. To me, that's deceiving. You're following the wrong people.
Yeah, and we're mentioning Alex Jones. He will give you a little bit of information or a little bit of truth, but I can't stomach the 58 minutes I have to wait for that 2 minutes of truth. I just I can't do it.
No. I mean,
and there's other people in that category.
Yeah. Well, you tend to be the ones with a big platform and have a lot of followers. You know that they are shills or whatever you want to call them. Because if you're someone who speaks like yourself, you will not have a big platform whatsoever.
Yeah.
Correct. Yes.
You know, and I don't know, like, did you guys, like, before, when COVID hit, I remember when COVID hit that day, and I was driving around in my car and I was crying because I knew this was the big one, you know?
Yeah.
And
I was laughing. I knew it was fake.
Well,
people were stupid.
I knew it was fake, but I knew what
they were going to make it a big deal.
Well, yeah, this was the power grab to start in the power grab to put whatever you want to call one world order in. I knew it was never going to be the same from this day.
Right.
What they did, like, it mentally and physically, it broke half of me because the frustration getting yelled at and arguing with people because I went into a store without a mask. It was just like eating me up alive. Half of these people, I'm not violent, but I wanted, if I wasn't, ready to go all the way, if I was on the last step, that would have been my last day because I don't know what I would have done with some of these people. Because
Right.
just the nerve of what they put us through because of some stupid
Sir.
mask getting yelled at.
Sir.
With that, sir? Oh, no, there was worse than that.
Oh,
I mean, I got screamed at like early in the morning. I wasn't expecting it a couple times. I mean, but then I learned quick, so I kind of got used to it. But I wanted to strangle these motherfuckers. Just telling you to wear a mask is so. And I can't wear that mask. As soon as I put it on, my body would just start heating up, and it's like I was being raped if I'm wearing it. If that makes
You
sense.
are being raped.
Yeah, I know that. Yes, and that's what it was with me. It's like I don't know. As soon as I put it on, it just did something to me mentally, where I just couldn't do it. I just couldn't do it. If I had to put it on and wear it for like 5 minutes, I couldn't. I can't do it. I just can't breathe with the friggin' thing. And not that I want to have it on regardless, but it's just the fact that they were forcing you to do it, and then they were discriminating against you.
Exactly. Yeah.
So now
They had big plans, didn't they? They had huge plans. Like, hey, we're going to discriminate against you. We're going to make it where you can't work. We're going to make it where you, come on. They had huge plans.
Well, you were that guy, and you were endangering others.
I was, and I still do every day of my life.
Well, that was the line, but we knew it wasn't the case. So it just makes it.
I was endangering you, Dub, by not wearing a mask.
People at work, not me.
Not you.
I was endangering myself by not wearing it.
See, you guys live in the suburbs in the country, right?
No.
No.
I live in Vegas. They live in where do you live?
Houston.
Houston, big city.
Yeah, far.
Oh, it's because in your picture, but you don't live in the city like me.
Yeah, I live right in the middle of Houston.
Yeah, I live like right next to downtown Boston. So,
Dub, will you do me a favor?
Sure.
We're not going to stay. Dub.
Yes.
She's gone.
Stop screaming.
oh yeah, go on with your show. Never mind my bullshit. Go on with your show.
No. I just got back on my computer. It's still spinning.
You can just remove
I'm
it.
having some major issues.
No, it's probably the screen sharing. Yeah.
So
causing lag. Go ahead.
You want me to stop sharing?
Yep.
Okay. And
Yes, please.
Okay. How do I do that?
It's got the lag from the bandwidth of the.
You hit the stop. You hit the icon at the bottom that says stop sharing.
I see the sharing. Stop sharing. Got it. Okay.
Dun, dun, dun,
There we go. Maybe that'll help some.
Thank you.
Yeah.
She had a nightmare night. She's kicked out of her room like 5 times.
No kidding. That's never happened before.
My StreamYard's still spinning. I know I'm still on the delay.
We hear you.
Yeah, you're sounding okay now, though.
Yeah, but my StreamYard's still spinning, so that's telling me it's still not going to work. It's my computer.
or whatever. I've been on my phone. I got off my phone because my battery was getting low, and then I plugged it in, but I couldn't reach it. So, yeah, it's been a total
Yeah.
nightmare for me tonight. I'm sorry, but
Yeah, bummer.
I'm yeah, bummer. Yeah, it's been a bummer. 100% bummer for me.
Sorry to hear that.
Yeah.
I've been chasing the computers and phones and all night long. So, and I'm drenched in sweat right now sitting outside. Um
Major
mhm.
bummer.
Mhm. The the humidity out here is just incredible right now
Yeah,
for me.
yeah, I get that.
Ah.
I don't like humidity.
Still spinning. I'm not enjoying this. I don't I It's my computer. I'm getting a little bit
Just
worried it
ignore the spinning. Listen to me. We can hear you fine. Okay. Ignore the spinning. So
Yeah,
how are
we're
you?
hearing you good
How
now.
are you doing there, Frosty?
I
'Cause
understand
I've
that,
been
but I
down
have
that
no
road
functions
before.
on my
Go ahead.
okay, but I can't do anything on my computer. Okay? It's
No,
like
that's fine.
stopping and yeah.
Well, you're not going to do anything. We're just going to chat. You're all right, right?
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Yeah. See? Calm down. We'll be all right. We'll get through this.
Yep, but
It's the
it's been
first time
a
we haven't dealt with crap like this. Remember the echo issues?
yeah. Well, we setting a few feet apart. You know, it's kind of hard to uh, prevent the echoes and
Right.
feedback and all that good stuff. But we've conquered most of that. But
No,
to
she's
help
got
it even more, Michelle's sitting outside in the elements, and then
sweating her butt off.
kept getting kicked out of her own video, her own
Life.
live. Yeah, crazy.
Well, it'll be all right. She can speak. And,
Yeah, she's sounding okay now.
as long as you can speak, we'll be all right. Sometimes the internet, sometimes you got like too many files. You got to go and do a couple clean outs. It's usually how computers are. You don't clean it, eventually, that's what I didn't know this computer that I'm on now, right? Well, last night was just so in such bad shape. I had no idea. I had to restart the computer in the beginning.
So, are you on your old one or the one you were on last
No,
night?
I'm on the one that I was on last night. The old one, I did like hook the the hard drive into another computer. It's not the hard drive. It works. It works. So I was on that this afternoon. Quick test stream. So yeah, my old computer is now on an older computer. You know what I mean?
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So we'll deal with the smaller screen and less frills, I guess.
And swapping computers with an older program, it booted up okay in the other machine.
Yeah, you got the active Windows now, activate Windows now, crap pop up, of course, but beyond that, it's all right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can get rid of that. I forget how, but I can look it up. Well, I do have the
Well,
CD
the
too.
later version.
Yeah. I got Windows 7 CD, so yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, later versions you can't swap machine to machine.
Right. That's why I was like, "Ooh, I could do it. Cool." And then
Yeah.
it wouldn't do one part of it. And I finally figured it out. I was like, "Yeah, cool." I had to
All
set the
right.
date. You know what I mean? The date
Yep.
was out of sync.
Set the date and the region.
Yep. So yeah, I guess it's got real quiet. Although we're the only
Yeah.
one. I
You,
thought Frosty be talking. She got the
you,
ability to.
yeah, you still there, Michelle? Mm, I guess maybe not. This is crazy.
It's all right. We wanted to hear your voice more anyhow. Though it's all right.
Yeah. Anyway,
Okay,
for
take
that
your
being
sip.
said, yeah. For that being said, I'm gonna go ahead and call it a night. I've had too many problems here. Um,
Right.
yeah.
But
So
you,
I'm sorry, Dub, that this
That's
isn't
fine.
been
It's not your doing.
my computers are not working, and at this point, I don't even know if I can
StreamYard's
live
not
stream.
working for you. So
I'm well, it's not StreamYard, it's my computers.
yeah.
So
all
I don't
right.
I
Well,
at this
I have an idea. I know a guy that's real close to you. That probably fix your computer real easy. I'll give him a call. Hey, Dub.
Yeah.
Like, you like that one, Dub? That was good. I know. Fine. All right. Well, I'll get out of here. I love you guys, and I'll see you on the next one.
All righty. Well, thanks for coming on and your help, man.
Yeah,
Appreciate it.
no problem. And you still there, stupid? Or no, he's gone. He's gone.
He's off, I think. Yeah, he's in the chat now.
All right. All right. I'll catch you guys later.
All right. Take care, man. You there, Michelle?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, cool.
Anyway,
Frustrated, I know.
to the hilt.
Yeah.
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 Anyway, um, I'm gonna call it a night. So
Appreciate everybody coming and spending the evening with us.
yeah.
Yeah, and hanging through all the difficulties.
Anyway, yeah, we're gonna call it a night. I'm sorry, Dub, that nothing was
That's
working. Well, it was
wasn't
it.
your doings.
So yeah, I don't
Yeah.
think I. You know what? At this point, I don't think I have a computer to be going live anymore. Maybe with my phone, uh, I can go live from here on out. But at this point, this is the first time I use this computer and it didn't work. I tried to pull up my second computer and the one that I used to use, and it wouldn't go anywhere. So at this point, I do apologize to everybody for all of this. But anyway, thank you all for coming by. I appreciate all of you. Um, and we'll see you on the next one. God bless. Take care. Thank you, Dub Wilkinson. Love you.
Thank you, Michelle. Love you bunches.
Good
Night,
night.
everyone.